everybody.
We are now live for the first ever pageant chit chat. I'm your host, Madeline Shull.
And I am the other host, Brianna. I am the Canadian Pageant Mom.
And we are so excited to welcome you to this brand new and exciting series where we will monthly discuss all the new things coming along in the world of Canadian pageantry.
Absolutely. We'll give it a whirl anyway.
Hello everybody once again. It's great seeing you all coming into our live, and it is time to talk about our newly crowned Canadian representatives.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, so up first, a huge congratulations to Ashley Cullingwell, Miss Universe Canada 2024.
Yay! Yeah, and then Angelina Fang, Miss World Canada 2025.
Yay! Leona Robinson, Miss Grand Canada 2025.
Aslahan
Morali,
there we go.
Miss Supranational Canada
2024.
Yay! Hayley Hamlin Wilson, Miss Earth Canada 2025.
And before I butcher another name, I'm going to give it to Madeline.
Reem Gyashi Amley, Miss Intercontinental Canada 2024. We are so sorry if we butchered anybody's name, but a huge congratulations to all of these fantastic ladies because they will be representing Canada at their upcoming respective competitions. So once again, a huge congratulations.
Yay! So we do have one big Grand Slam pageant left to crown a queen, and which one was that, Madeline?
Miss International Canada. We're still awaiting the dates for that upcoming pageant, but I can't wait to see some queens competing for that title. And Miss International is held in the beautiful country of Japan. That is a pageant I would love to go to one day.
It's a beautiful pageant, actually. Madison was 2018, and she got us our first placement in, I can't quite remember how many years, but she placed us quite high in Miss International.
Yeah, in 2022?
2018. 2018.
Yeah.
I think it was 2018.
Okay,
But
well,
sure, whatever.
That's amazing. And then, of course, we have so many brand new queens and new pageants that are coming into Canada, like the Miss Cosmo Canada system by GM Entertainment.
Yeah, and then Miss Charm.
Congratulations to all of those new systems as well. But speaking of competitions, the next Grand Slam pageant is, of course, Miss Grand International in Thailand and Cambodia. This is the first year that the pageant will be hosted in two countries.
Which is super cool, because I always thought that this was a super cool pageant, and this is one of my favorites to watch, and this is one that I was like, oh, Madeline, this one would be the best, because they always travel around a country, and they just look like they have a lot of fun, and so going to two different countries means that they're just going to have probably twice the amount of fun, I would think.
I would definitely think so. So this is the 12th edition of the Miss Grand International pageant, and there is 58 current registered countries to be competing in the pageant, which is going to be incredible to watch. And of course, our Canada is Aliva Correll, and she was crowned during the 2023 PGC National Pageant.
Yes, absolutely. And she is a former Canadian Air Force Armed Forces veteran, and she's a firefighter and a model, and I think she's going to do fantastic at Grand this year.
She's going to be bringing the heat because she's a firefighter.
So I think she's going to do amazing this year. I love the way that she performs on stage. She's got like nice leg extensions, and she looks beautiful and elegant. So I think she will do amazing. She has a grand performance.
She really does. Yeah. And she is the first firefighter in history to ever win a pageant at the age of 22 years old, which is a huge accomplishment. And she's also passionate about golf, equestrian activities, and luxury fashion.
Oh, I love her little videos with all of her fashions. Yeah, yeah. I do really enjoy watching her videos. My favorite is her strongman videos. Yes. Those are absolutely funny and amazing. So if you haven't checked her out on Instagram, you definitely should, because, you know, you'll get a good kick out of her Instagram. Also, she's beautiful, and she will be representing our country right away here for Miss Grand International. So we're super excited for her, and we definitely are going to be watching and see how that goes. So
yeah. So you definitely make sure, go give her a follow and support Canadian Queens. It's so important when these girls go off into the world that we support them as they're backing, especially since Canada, our pageant industry, isn't huge.
Yes.
So it's just so important. Every girl that you see representing that Canadian flag, go spam her comment section and go tell her that she's amazing and beautiful, because it really means a lot to us.
Yes, absolutely. When we were in Guatemala, the support that Madeline received from all the girls across the country was amazing. It definitely brought home there, so that was cool, right?
Yeah, it was so amazing just to see all of these like big names in Canadian pageantry actually like supporting one another, because at the end of the day, with the small community, we all are like hand in hand supporting each other, and that's just so beautiful. Now, of course, I'd love to start talking about the actual Miss Grand Canada.
Absolutely, let's do that.
Miss Grand International competition. So, the first event that the Miss Grand International delegates are a part of is the welcome ceremony and press conference, which is so incredible to watch, especially the immense volume of competitors.
Yeah, there's so many competitors.
There truly is. And then all of the press there. So the welcome ceremony is where they introduce themselves, where they get sashed, as well as they do a mini press interview with so many different people, a part of the press in multiple different countries.
Yep. Which is really cool. That's a fun little event. It's something that Madeline likes doing, so that's one of the reasons that we also like this pageant, is because it's a very like fun and media based thing. So one of the other things that they do, their second event, is their sports / swimwear, mostly swimwear. Last year we saw a couple of
there's little slips.
So this year, I'm sure there will be some things put in place to make sure that the delegates are as safe as possible, although I do know that they were as safe as he could possibly make them. I saw those little squeegee guys out there.
I do commend Mr. Nawat and the Grand International Organization for not only, like, continuing to try to make that show as safe as possible, but making that competition unscored last year, so that they had a redo of the swimmer competition indoors in
awesome.
safer ground.
Yes, absolutely.
So
that was cool.
A huge commendment for Mr. Nawat for doing that. Yep. That was really nice to see.
So that's a big part of their score there in that swimsuit. So yeah, it was nice that he let them do a redo. So that was cool.
And it's also really cool that Miss Grand International switches between swimsuit and sportswear. Just depends on the year and what he can get. But it's really interesting to see that it's not just about how good you look in a swimsuit. It's actually about your fitness and how well that you're able to present yourself on stage in your confident body. So the third event from Miss Grand International is, of course, the National Costume Competition, which is my absolute favorite competition to watch because all the countries have such unique costumes. And it's so cool to see what each delegate has selected to represent themselves, their country, their values, their beliefs. And it's just such a fun show to watch.
It is really fun. We've had some, in the last couple of years, we've had some really cool costumes. Yulia, she was our parliament building, which was really neat to see how that actually came together and how, like, large it was.
Such a unique costume well.
Yeah, it was very unique. And then
my personal favorite was Mildred's Blue Jay costume.
Ooh, it was a Ray
J, yes.
Costume. But nonetheless, it was very beautiful. It was like the grays and the blues.
It was very intricate, had this gorgeous staff with it.
Yes, and she performed it beautifully. You know, we love Miss Grand Canada. So, that is one of my favorite parts of the competition for sure, is the costume competition, seeing what the girls have to offer from their countries, to seeing their different cultures in their costumes. It's really cool.
Yeah, it really is. And I love how national costume is kind of a free ground, because it's not just a certain runway walk that you have to walk. You get to interact with the audience, really show yourself out there. You get to play with the other people. It's so much fun. I absolutely
it's
adore
super fun. It is fun. So then the next event that they have at Grand is their preliminary competition, which we all love, is a good preliminaries. So they will do their evening gowns in this competition, and you get to see a little bit more of their personalities through the preliminaries, which is really cool.
Yeah, I love watching a good prelims competition, and it's also so nice because you're able to see every country's performance.
Yes.
Which I really dislike how you don't get to see everybody in the finals, but of course you have to narrow it down somehow.
Absolutely.
So it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to see every single country, every single delegate. And also with Grand, they don't like dumb down preliminaries. Preliminaries is also a very large and grand show.
Yes, absolutely. I was just going to say, I love his production value at all of his shows. Every part of his show is grand. Everything that he wants to do is grand. I love the way that he produces his productions. I just love it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the lights, the sparkle. Yeah.
Speaking of lights and sparkle, their 5th competition is, of course, the final night. And a part of the final night, they have a live speech round. Now, this is done usually with the top 10, and they get to do a speech about how they will help promote the end of war and violence, since that is Miss Grand International's main purpose, is to promote peace and to stop war and violence. And last year, the speaking round was incredible. And of course, Lucina of Peru, the current reigning Miss Grand International, had such an incredible and empowering answer. I definitely believe that that is one of the segments where you can definitely take that crown home.
Yeah, I would say your speaking ability is very important at the end there, just to show that you're passionate about what they're looking for.
Yeah, and the show is obviously grand and spectacular to watch. Their opening performances are incredible.
Their outfits are normally super fun. I've seen some really good ones, and their bright colors. I love the outfits.
Yeah, and you know, I really love Miss Grand International's specific custom that they have. They play the previous winner's final evening gown walk song, and they do a crown reversal ceremony. So as her title comes to an end, they play her song, she does her walk, and she stands at the front of the stage with Mr. Nuat, and he removes her crown so that they can pass on that crown to somebody else. Since the Miss Grand International crown actually features real emeralds, which are one of the most precious gemstones in the world, as well as gold and all of that fun stuff. So it is a very precious crown, so they pass on the actual crown to the winner for the year, and of course, the previous winner gets a replica of the crown.
Yep.
But I think that's such a unique part of the grand experience.
Absolutely, yes. I think it adds to the end ceremony of her reign. I like that.
It's like very symbolic.
Yeah.
Because it's literally passing the torch to another person, which most local and national pageant systems, you do get to keep your crown since they're not of most precious gemstones. So it's like you're metaphorically passing the crown at like local pageants, but at Miss Grand, you're genuinely passing on that crown, passing on all your well wishes to the next queen.
Absolutely.
And I think that's just such a beautiful part of Miss Grand International.
Yeah. No, I love Miss Grand International. Like you said, it is my favorite to watch. It's my favorite with the things that he does and the events that he takes the girls to. He really immerses them in the culture of where he hosts his events. So it will be really neat to see how he blends the two countries together and makes one solidified awesome event. Grand event.
Yes. So Grand is definitely, once again, something that we're really looking forward to.
Absolutely. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing our Canadian representative. Speaking of our Canadian representatives for Grand, I'm so excited for our new Canadian representative,
Leona.
So we're totally excited for her and to see what she does this year with her reign. I know that she puts a lot into her work, and she will definitely be coming in strong for 2025 for sure. So we're super excited to watch that come up too. So
and as a former Grand Slam Canadian queen,
yes,
she emulates queen energy. She was an absolute phenomenal representative at Miss Earth, and she brought us our first top 20 placement in a very long time. I don't have the exact
I think it was 18 years.
Yeah, which
18
is
to 20.
That's longer than I've been alive.
So I super loved that performance. She totally took the world by storm there when she
picked up that swimsuit's wrong.
Yeah, she took an absolute, oh my goodness, how is this gonna happen, to an absolute like, wow, look at her go, right?
I still see people post about it all the time.
Absolutely. Right? So
it was just an iconic moment in pageantry in general.
Yes.
And I'm super happy to say that not only are we friends with this queen, but she represented our country. So that brings us a little bit of joy to see. She's also such a hard worker.
Yeah, she really is a hard worker. When she received her Earth title, she really didn't have an Earth platform. And I watched her over her reign just work so hard towards an Earth advocacy, and she was out all the time. She was planting trees and pulling weeds and just
getting her hands in the dirt.
Absolutely.
Really
so I love seeing her take on this new role, and I can't wait to see what she does. Like I said, she definitely is an up and coming, and I for sure feel like we will see her in some other pageants, but for right now, she is
the grand, the one, the only.
Absolutely.
And I feel that our two Canadian representatives, Leona and Aliva,
yes,
both embody what Grand International looks for, which is the 3 Bs, which is beauty, body, and brains. They want somebody beautiful, somebody who looks like the face of a brand, because that's exactly what Grand is going for, is for you to be the face of their brand. And then, of course, there's body, which you have to be fit and have a healthy respect for your body. And, of course, there's brains, because nobody in the world can go anywhere without having a good head on their shoulders and some brains in there. So I know that these women are going to do absolutely phenomenal at their competitions.
Yep.
And I just can't wait to see how it folds out for them.
Absolutely. So that is something we're looking forward to, is Grand. That's the competition that is up next for us. I just want to say one thing to Dominique. She's going out for Miss Cosmo. It is the very first edition of Miss Cosmo. So congratulations
to Dominique.
And we're rooting for you, girl.
Yeah, we love a trilingual queen.
Absolutely. So we are looking out for that as well. So we're super excited to see her perform.
Yeah, did you know that Dominique was the first Canadian to ever win Miss Teenager? Well, Miss Teenager Universe is the technical title, but that is the pageant that I nationally represented. So I have the second highest placement for Canadians, just under Dominique, which actually won the whole competition.
Which is super cool.
Her first pageant was when she was 4 years old.
Yeah, that's really neat. Yeah, she is quite the queen.
Yeah, and I love it. I love seeing girls start off young. There's definitely a lot of really amazing girls, definitely in the Alberta area, that I can see going so far. They started as little misses, and some of them are now going into junior teen.
Yeah, for sure. That's huge. We've watched, in the Calgary pageant system, we've watched quite a few little girls grow up, so it's interesting to see them grow and develop and
gain confidence. And those are the most confident little girls you will ever meet in your whole life.
Absolutely. We definitely have some great little teens coming up that we're looking forward to see hitting the Teenage Canada scene in the next couple of years, so that's cool to look forward to, especially hi Dad. Especially, Madeline's kind of gonna be heading out of teen in the next year or so. So, it'll be nice to see some of these new girls coming in, and also a big congratulations to Ariana.
Yes, Ariana. I met Ariana in my first year of pageantry in 2022, and she is such a queen. I love how as soon as she got back home to Okotoks, she was doing event after event after event.
Yes.
Really promoting the Teenage Canada title, which is something we love to see.
Absolutely. Promoting your title is amazing.
That is key, actually.
Yeah, I think it is a big key to pageantry in Canada, especially because we have such a small little community. I think it's super important to promote your titles. That way that we can show that you're more than just the beauty. Like we said, there's brains up there. And that, you're out there in your communities, you're showing people that, you're out there to do good. So, and that's how we get more girls involved to join pageants and experience the sisterhoods that these pageants create all across Canada and the world.
Yeah.
Yes, there is those things, but most of the time, it's a good sisterhood. So I would definitely suggest to people to check out your locals and get your girls involved or get yourself involved. I think it's fun because Madeline says to me all the time,
Mom, you need to join Mrs. Calgary.
That's not what I was
She
going to say.
would be an incredible Mrs. Calgary.
So, that was not what I was going to say. So no, once again. But what she always says is, I didn't know that me getting into pageantry would actually gain you friends. And that was what I was talking about, not the other thing. And so, like, it is a really nice community to get involved with. So yeah, definitely check out your locals. Go out there and support with your titles on. Show those little girls, like, what an awesome thing you guys are out there doing.
What a role model you can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
What work in your community that you can do, and how you can be a force for good. Actually, that's the name of the Miss Universe crown right now by Mowad. It's the Force for Good crown. And I really feel like that crown truly represents pageantry. Right? Because all pageant girls out there, we are here to be a force for good. We're here to use our titles as platforms and to be able to elevate our voices with our crowns and to be able to tell people in the world that we're here to make a difference and that we're excited to be there. A positive impact. Right?
Positive impact, right?
Even if it's just in your local community. I work a lot with my community, the Crossroads community. I help out at their events. I'm always there supporting the community gardens and such. So it's so important just to be immersed in your community, because then you can branch out and become a more global impact, which I love seeing with Queens. I love those platforms that focus on national, local, even platforms that really focus on helping out people all across the world. It's all so beautiful and so good to see pageant girls actually using their titles to be a force for good.
Yes. Use your powers for good, not evil.
That's what I say to everybody who just gets crowned. So if I'm ever there on your crowning day, be expecting me to go, use your title for good, not evil.
Absolutely. And have fun with your titles. That's, I think, is important. But yeah, support each other, have fun, get out there in your communities, enjoy being a title holder. It's, for some girls, it's a, one-off situation, and some girls it's a long path, but it is, every title is a different path, for sure.
Right? It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for each system that you're crowned in or each title that you have. No two reigns is ever the same.
No two pageants are the same.
I can personally attest to that. I was the former Miss Junior Teen Calgary and the Miss Teen Calgary for 2022 and 2023 respectively, and both my experience, even though being crowned at the same pageant technically, it was so different from being a junior teen to a teen, because not only have I developed and I've grown, there was so many different opportunities for the teens versus the junior teens, since it's like that border year.
It is definitely the border year for sure, but it was fun watching her grow and develop for sure.
Hi, Emily and Allie.
Yeah, Allie's on there right now, and that is one of Madeline's little pageant sisters, and that's one of those things that sisterhood brings that we're really excited to talk about through Pageant Chit Chat over the next couple of months. We'll be talking about all kinds of things like this, about how the sisterhood works, how different pageants work, Madeline's experiences, even some of my experiences. Just the different girls in our Canadian systems and all the things that we enjoy pageant-wise.
Yeah, there's so much to enjoy pageant-wise. Like, I personally find that pageantry has something for everybody. If it's just you enjoy watching a cool performance, you enjoy competing, making friends, even volunteering behind the scenes, which, by the way, if you're interested in volunteering for Calgary pageants, shoot them a message. That's very
always
important.
Helpful.
We love our volunteers, or your local pageant system, wherever you are.
Absolutely. I'm sure they're needing volunteers as well.
Pageants always need volunteers and staff, so even if you don't want to be on that front side of the stage competing, there's always something you can do behind the scenes to promote and, of course, support the amazing and diverse Canadian pageantry community.
Absolutely.
And I love every part of it. Like, I've been on both sides of it. I've volunteered at pageants.
Yep.
I've competed in pageants. I've hosted pageants. The only thing that I haven't done is judge pageants, which I want to be doing very soon.
Wink, wink. But yeah, there's so many different aspects of pageantry that with our Pageant Chit Chat we will be covering from episode to episode. Sometimes we'll maybe have some special guests pop in from now and then.
If you're ever interested in being a special guest, please comment on this video below or shoot us a message, and we will be more than happy. Special guests
or, just people to chat pageants with that enjoy the same as we do. So absolutely send us a message. If you have any questions, you want something answered in particular, please absolutely send us a message, and we will try to put that into our next pageant chit chat,
which will be around the same time next month.
Absolutely. We're going to try to do this at least once a month, just kind of catch up, make sure that we get a time to talk about each one of our big pageants that happen here in Canada, and then talk about each of the title holders and the systems that they're going into, so we can kind of give everybody like a little bit of information, knowing what each system's about.
And of course that we can all support the amazing women representing our country. And of course, even our local municipalities. It's so important just to give them that support. So good to see the smiles that it brings to the Queen's faces.
Absolutely.
And the publicity that it brings our country or our city or even our province.
Absolutely, yeah. So it is all about sharing and caring and being good sister queens and helping each other out, and just helping make somebody's day. If you see somebody's gone away, just send them like good luck. Give them a couple of Canadian flags on
those are the best
their
comments.
posts, right?
The 1 million Canadian flags.
It's nice to see your face on a fan page, and then you actually have Canadian fans underneath the fan page. It's nice to see those flags. It's nice to feel the support. I know each one of those girls loves and supports each other, so we have to help them out and support them on their journeys, because they work really hard for these things, so we like to support.
We'd like to support everybody. It's so good. Well, I think that is a wrap on our first ever episode of the Pageant Chit Chat. Thank you so much for tuning in or watching the replays. You can also find this video on my YouTube channel at Miss Madeline on YouTube. And I just hope to see you guys back for our next episode. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations, all of you queens. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, everybody, personally, for tuning into live. Saw your comments. Love seeing you here.
Thanks, everybody.